But first, Stuart, I want to begin this conversation that we were just having with the CEO of DocuSign on the future of work and work from home once the pandemic starts to ease. And we're starting to hear from more and more companies about their plans to return to the office. And there seems to be a divide taking place. Some companies, a lot in tech, who say we either may never come back to the office or it's going to be a very hybrid world. And other industries, including, interestingly to me, the financial and Wall Street world, saying we're all going back to the office. We have to go back to the office. You're hearing that from the likes of David Solomon, who runs Goldman Sachs, and many others. What do you make of that distinction?
Well, I think it's tough. I mean, the underlying feeling, I think, even when CEOs are on TV with you projecting confidence, is one of uncertainty. And part of that is this is not an individual decision. So I have a huge amount of respect for David. But we compete in a market for talent. And if any company says we insist or we expect our employees to be in the office 5 days a week, 9 to 5, and there's 7 or 15 or 23 alternatives for that candidate who offer a lot more flexibility, just even if they like to be in the office, having the optionality is worth something. The other thing that's really interesting to me right now is it's almost like this emotional awakening in a bunch of people who had been crushed down for the last year. People are thinking 2020 was not a great year, but I did get to spend a lot more time with my family. And I don't want to have to sacrifice that. So I think it'll be interesting to see how it evolves over the next year. I definitely don't have the answers, but it's going to be unchanged. And one of my favorite expressions is never waste a crisis. And this is one of those places where we've just shifted way off the equilibrium that we had before, and that creates new opportunities.
So, but it should, but I wonder, the more I'm hearing, especially, as I said, from the financial industry and other places, whether if you think there were lessons learned or taking advantage of this crisis to change, whether a year or two from now, actually, we're going to look back and it won't actually look that different from the pre-pandemic world.
It's certainly a possibility. In addition to just, I like to have time with my family, we have had employees, and I think every company has had employees who have, over the course of this year, decided I can't live in this tiny apartment in the middle of the city. That only made sense if I can go to a restaurant and get a haircut and go to a bar after work or something like that. Then people moving to somewhere where they can see a lake or the ocean or a mountain, or right, moving to be closer to a family. And we can't expect those people to move. And we've seen that a lot we have about half of our employees in the Bay Area. It's incredibly expensive. And people moving to a place where they can have a yard so that their kids can go outside rather than being all cramped together. We can't demand that those people move back.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.